Hello everyone, we're back again with our weekly analysis. Just a quick look at the pairs last week and jump into the pairs for this coming week. Remember, we had the call on Euro AUD, and we can see that that pair really we were going for 300 pips, and it actually hit 300 pips last week, and that was a good one. We also called for the GBP NZD for 700 pips. Remember, we said that pair is going to be for the whole month of November. So the pair, it's still the trade is still ongoing. This is the monthly. Let's just quickly look at lower time frames. You can actually see this is where I wanted us to sell off last week, and you can see it actually went down about 200 pips before coming back to take me out at break even, but the trade is still valid. I'm still going to be looking at some entry positions in the new week. So yeah, a lot happened on the dollar last week. It was quite unstable. Some bullish moves, some very strong bearish moves as well. And so going into the new week, we're really going to place a little focus on the USD pairs. And first of all, we're going to be looking at the Euro USD. We can see that towards the end of last week, on Friday to be precise, it was rejected by this trend line here. Go to daily, we can see that it closed as a pin bar rejection of this support, turned resistance, and off the trend line. Now, I'm not going to be in a hurry to sell this pair just yet because of this double bottom that we can see emerging here. Rather, I would like to wait on Monday and see what happens close of Monday or early Tuesday, and then take a decision there. I would typically like to see either the pair break out of this trend line. That will now make me be bullish on this pair, or I would like it to break this low of the double top. If we go into higher time frames, we can actually see where this trend line is coming from and this support. You have a confluence support here, so I would like to see it either break the trend line. That will make me be bullish to the 1530 zone or to the 1741 zone, or I would like it to break this double support, and if it does that, then I think the Euro USD could really be in for a crash. But like I said, it's better we wait for a breakout. No need to jump into this trade quite yet. Just wait for a breakout on the bullish side or on the bearish side. Moving on to the USDJPY, we can see that it's been trading in this nice channel for the past couple of months, since March or earlier to be precise, and it has pretty much maintained to this channel. Now we can see that there was a rejection last week of the lower portion of the channel, and it seems to be buying now, but I won't jump into this trade quite yet because we can see that it's about 100 pips away from this resistance right here. So just like the Euro USD, I want to see what will happen when the pair gets to this resistance. Then I would look to either buy or look at a rejection from that support, from that resistance, maybe a break of this trend line if we extend it a little bit. Then I'll look for a break of this. I would expect it to go test this and then break it and then come down. That is what I'm looking for on this pair. So I'm going to just stand aside and look at how Monday and Tuesday plays out on this pair, and then from there I can now take my direction from there. Now, USDCAD is quite interesting. I think this is the pair that is going to give us the best setup in the coming week. We can see that it's also been trading in this nice channel here for the past few months, it has engaged in this bullish trend from since September, and at this point I'm just looking for a breakout in either direction. I'm looking for a sustained breakout above this trend line, the upper zone of the channel. If I get a sustained breakout here, I'm going to ride it north. It should retest this near-term high at around 133 thereabouts. So that's what, maybe 200, 180 pips from here. But if we should see a close below this trend line, then our first target will be 128 thereabouts. So this is an interesting setup. Keep it in mind for the coming week. A break north should take it to 133, and a break south should take it to 128. I believe this setup will occur sooner rather than later. Moving on, I'm going to take gold and silver together. Now, let me see if I can get gold. Okay. The app I'm using to record this is actually covering my. Let me see. I want to just get gold. Yeah. Okay. So can you guys see gold now? Okay. Now, so let's look at silver and gold together, because both of these pairs pretty much move in tandem. The correlation on these pairs is as close to 100% as you would get. If if silver is buying, gold is buying. If silver is selling, gold is selling, and vice versa. Now, looking at silver, silver has been pretty much trading within this pennant or triangle, if we can call it, and it has also been supported by this 1422 area for as far back as August or earlier. And we can see that every attempt it has made, it has not broken this trend line. And the last effort to do that was this Friday. And you can see that there was that big bullish move on Thursday, continued on Friday. But when the NFP non-farm payroll news came out, we can see that there was that rejection there. Now, most traders out there might be tempted to sell, but I would prefer to just stand aside on this pair. I won't really be in a hurry to sell this quite yet. I might still look at how Monday closes, but I think on this pair I might decide to just wait for a sustained breakout above here, and then I will buy. But till then, you might want to play within this zone, sell to the support, buy to the resistance, make a few pips there. Yeah, but silver is a very difficult pair to trade, so it's not something you'll be targeting maybe a few pips on. So looking at gold, like I said, both pairs move almost in tandem. You can also see that there was this breakout in October on gold. There was this region that gold had been trading in since the early part of the year. There was that breakout early in October, but every attempt gold has made to cross the 1236 handle has been resisted. You can see it came close on these two bars. You can see here there was a rejection here again, and another one which happened that was late last week. I actually made a few pips on this sell. I was waiting to get maybe a reversal bar, see a little bit of price action around here, but Thursday was such a very violent bullish move that it's moved before I could even take any decision on that. But we can still see Thursday and Friday both attempted to break 1236, but still gold could not break 1236. So this 1236 is very key now. Going into the new week, I'm going to try and see if gold will be able to break this zone, this 1236 zone. If I can get a sustained break of this zone, then definitely gold is going to be targeting 1266 next. But if this rejection is sustained, then I'll be inclined to maybe sell back down to 1210, 1211, around that zone in the coming week. Yeah, this was our Euro UAD trade that we made last week. You can see there was that breakout and it actually sold for 300 pips thereabouts. Yeah, you can see just got to a little bit over 300 pips. I actually made 290 pips off that trade. Now the next trade I'm going to look, the next pair I'm going to look at is going to be the EURGBP and the GBPCHF. I'm going to analyze them together, kind of like what I did for gold and silver. Now these two pairs are heavily correlated, but their correlation is an inverse correlation, which means that if one is selling, the other is buying, and if one is buying, the other is selling. Like in gold and silver, both of them buy together, both of them sell together. But in these two pairs, when one is buying, the other is selling. And you can see that for Euro GBP, it has been consistently trading in this channel, sideways channel, since last year. And there has been no substantial breakout in either direction. And keeping this in mind, it's now getting to the lower portion of the channel, and as such I'm expecting a reversal on that. I'm expecting it to pull back early next week so that we can buy back up to this level. That is for next week. Now going to the daily time frame, you can see that there's this confluence of support here. You can see this trend line, and this support as well. Now, even if I see a break of this pair, of this support on the downside, I won't be tempted to sell. I don't expect any breakout from here to go beyond this zone. Like I said, if you go back to the weekly, you can see that the 86-82 handle has not really been broken on the weekly time frame since 2017, and I don't think any such is going to happen now. So even if I see a breakout, I'll just wait for it to get to this point and then maybe buy back to the 90.37 zone. And if I see a good price action early next week around here, then definitely I will also buy back to 90.37. And similarly, what we can see on the GBPCHF, it has also been in a sideways channel since 2016-2017, but the channel has not been as confined as it has been in EURGBP. But we can also see the same thing here. Thursday, Friday closed as railway tracks. You can also see that on EURGBP. You can see it's somewhat of a railway track, and the same thing on the GBPCHF. Now, just as I said in the other for the EURGBP, if I see a break of this confluence resistance, I don't expect price to go beyond this point. And then from there, I'll be looking for good price action for me to sell back down to this area. Let's go back to weekly. If it breaks this trend line, I won't expect price to go much beyond this point before coming back to test this trend line. Now, if we see a sustained break of this zone, now that would mean that the GBP overall has gone into a bullish trend, and then we'll change our bias on that and we'll follow the trend upwards. Now, just a quick analysis of the GBP. You know, there has been this talk of Brexit. There has been the talk of the Euro deal. we should just keep in mind that whatever kind of deal that is struck between the euro and the UK, the overall mood of Brexit on the pound is bearish. So just keep that in mind. Whatever news is coming out on the pound on the pound right now, most likely will be short-lived, and sooner than later the pound might resume its bearish move. Now we've already talked about the GBP New Zealand dollar. That's a analysis that we did last week, and like I said, it's going to continue into the month. So look out for good price action and sell. You can sell below this trend line. That will be okay. Now I'll just quickly jump to Brent and natural gas. For those of you that trade commodities, this will be a good one for you. Now last weekend I did analyze that there's a likelihood for Brent to continue this bullish momentum. If you notice, I also said we should wait for a clear breakout, but there was no clear breakout. You can go back to my video and check that. You can see that there was no clear breakout on Brent, so it continued to sell. I did make a few pips here Wednesday, Thursday. Friday I did not like the way it was going, and then with NFP coming out, I just decided to exit the trade. And then looking at this, it seems that there might be a bottoming out on Brent oil already. It has gotten to the lower zone of the channel. With that in mind, it might want to target the upper zone of the channel, and you can see there's a confluence support here as well. So don't be surprised if you see Monday's candle trying to target this zone and then closing as a pin bar or some kind of rejection pattern for it to target this upper channel of the trend line. Now another thing to keep in mind, if we just look at this trend line now that has been broken, and it's quite a massive break if you look at it on the weekly chart. So this might also make the pair go down further over the long run. The the midterm analysis for this is that it might go down a little bit more, but before going down, definitely it might be rejected from this zone, target the upper zone of the channel before finally going down. So it's just something to keep in mind and to watch out for on the lower time frames, maybe 4 hours, maybe 1 hour, and make some quick trades of that. Now we'll just quickly go to natural gas. I'm trying to keep the video as short as possible. Now natural gas, overall I am still bullish on this pair. We can see that there has been that breakout. You can see the trend line again here. I've been talking about this for the past 3-4 weeks. You can see there's a clear breakout, and we can see it has retested this trend line twice now, last week and the week before. And what I have also observed now, let's go to 4 hours, is that after the breakout, this pair has now been trading in this it's not really a channel because it's kind of converging, but let's just call it a channel for now. It has been trading within this channel now, and I've actually been making some sweet pips off this bounce. Each bounce from here down, from here up, here down, and back again. Now a smart trader might want to continue doing this for the next few, let's say, days. But keep in mind, anytime you are shorting this pair, keep in mind that the overall direction for this pair is bullish. Don't get caught selling when the eventual breakout will happen. Don't get selling when that final breakout will happen. Now, Friday's close looks very, very bullish, but I will still want to wait for that breakout of this trend line before finally committing to more funds for the bullish ride. I bought on this pin bar and I held. I'm currently still holding up until this point, but come Monday's close, I'll be looking to exit that position and see what happens, whether there's going to be some form of rejection or a breakout. If there's a breakout, I'm going to buy and I'm going to hold for as long as possible. But if there's a rejection, then I'll just sell back down to this support before finally buying back up again. So that's my analysis of most of the pairs I'll be looking at going into the new week. If you've been enjoying our videos so far, please don't forget to subscribe, drop your comments, refer your friends to the videos. I'm sure it's going to be helpful for at least a couple of people out there, people who are new to Forex, who want to learn, people who want to understand the market better, people who just want an opinion on pairs and want to see what pairs to focus on going into the new week. Sure, share the video with them, spread the word, and if these videos have been helpful to you, like I said, subscribe and drop your comments. So I wish you all a peaceful trading week out there. Have a lovely week.